It's the one and only Amy Hart.
Hello.
Amy Hart is now happily married, another kid on the way, and Curtis is in Love Island for the 9 billionth time.
And Amy's talking about Love Island for the 9 billionth time. Our free Polaroid sunglasses have been delivered at lunchtime when I was outside deciding to leave. And in the slow, sad montage of me leaving, you see us all walk en masse from the fire pit up. And you just see my hand go out and grab my free sunglasses. I don't think we ever talked about this in an interview, but I'm ready to really divulge it now. Is that
Welcome back to another episode of Not My Bag. Today, or this evening, because we're recording in the evening, woo, crazy, I have the queen of Love Island and Love Island trivia. I've never met someone with so much Love Island knowledge. It is the one and only Amy Hart.
hello?
Welcome.
You say that, I'm about to come unstuck because I've just seen on TikTok that apparently, I mean, by the time this goes out, I'm sure it will have happened. Apparently tomorrow, going into All Stars, is a load of American bombshells.
Right.
Now, I'm a purist. I'm Love Island UK only.
Only.
So I'm about to come unstuck.
Oh, no.
But it'll be like a sort of a blending of a normal series and an All Star series.
I love this for you. And then you'll be like a multilingual queen,
Yeah.
multi-continental queen. I'm already losing it and I love it. I love it. Congratulations. I know obviously we've seen each other and done pods since, but congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your second bubba.
Something big, knocking the microphone.
Which we will speak about because Amy is so type A with this pregnancy and I want to chat about
Do you
it because
think?
we'll go. We'll get on to it. We start off the pod talking about some hot topics and things going on at the moment. So I just want to run through some things. Firstly, Harry Styles has released his new song. Are you a Harry fan?
I'm not that cool. I do like his songs, and I used it on a reel the other day.
Love that.
But then when I watched the reel back after I posted it, it's like that obviously a bit of like lovely instrumental. It's like lovely, love me like you pay me or something. And I was like, I mean, this isn't really the family friendly real vibe that I was going for. Maybe I should check that. But you know, it's a great song.
Endearing. And Shania Twain is supporting you. You're a Shania Twain fan?
Yes.
Maybe we can go for Shania.
I saw her in Vegas and she literally rode a horse onto the stage.
A real horse?
A real horse.
Come on.
And then she sang Still the One to the horse because obviously she wrote Still the One about her husband. She ran off with her best friend. So she sang it to her horse.
Fuck off. I've done a TikTok with her and I booted the door down with her to Man, I Feel Like a Woman. And yeah, I just feel like she's super zany is how I describe her.
But I would say it's one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Really?
I wouldn't use the term gig, but it's one of the best concerts that I've ever been to. So anyone going, I'd probably just go for Shania and then be like, lovely to see everyone.
Give your ticket to someone outside. Did you watch the Traitors final?
I haven't yet. I'm saving. Obviously, I'm quite busy every night with Love Island.
No, I know.
But I'm saving because I love, when I have a baby, I love to stay up all night watching telly. So I'm going to watch the whole of the Traitors.
I love that.
When I'm sat with the baby.
We need you on like a midnight Gogglebox thing. It's just Amy Hart live every night watching telly. There's rumours of the Celeb Traitors lineup, including Danny Dyer, Cheryl, Alison Hammond, Ruth Jones, Daisy Mae Cooper. What do you think of that? I mean, Cheryl on there would be.
It's going to be amazing. But I think, I feel like some people probably poo-pooed the first series. And been like, I don't do reality television. And now they've seen how amazing it is.
I've heard this.
Everyone wants to do it.
I've heard this from secret sources. Apparently, it's going to be even better than the first series because everyone's come out the woodworks being like, actually, this is such a different vibe for a TV show. Even the like creme de la creme of UK celebs are like, oh, we might be doing this. So I think Jonathan Ross was amazing and Alan, obviously. Have you watched the US one?
No, I need to start this thing. I've just got so much time.
Yeah.
Everything's on the watch list.
Yeah. Because I was going to say Maura.
Yeah, I've seen clips. She looks amazing.
She looks amazing.
And also like having a go at that bloke round the table.
Yeah. And Lisa Rinna looks great as well. Have you seen the mix up about you going on Celebs Go Dating?
Yes, I have.
We were howling. I've literally got the tweet.
I mean, I like to think that it's because they thought I was Anna. I'm assuming they thought
I think so. Probably
because that picture also looks like my Twitter profile picture.
Right.
But yeah, it was Super TV. who I quite enjoy following Super TV for all the goss until it's about me.
Yeah.
But it's actually not about me. But I literally messaged them like, hey, can you take the post down, please? They didn't for hours.
No way. Yeah, because I've got one of the tweets from a fan here saying, under the Yahoo Entertainment, saying, Amy Hart is married, so I doubt she signed up for Celebs Go Dating, laughing face. Just to clarify, hilarious. I love that being a mix-up for you. Right, so I wanted to go into first off, we did a bit of digging. Right. This isn't really digging because we've spoken about this before, but this is what it says on here. And you were like a pageant queen before, weren't you?
Yeah.
So crowned Miss United Kingdom and Miss Beautiful International.
Yeah, baby.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Now when I look back, I am like, I earned £3 an hour working for an airline. Why was I spending £800 on dresses?
Shut up.
And then paying to because you pay like an entry fee.
Right.
And you sort of get, when you win, you then get if you win like a UK pageant, then you get your international pageant paid for.
Right.
And then if you win an international pageant, then you get to go back the next year and it's all paid for. But then the following year I went on Love Island anyway, so I didn't even get the prize.
It feels very Dance Mums.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah, it is.
Is it that type of environment? Is it?
Do you know what? There's loads of really, really nice girls and it's not how you think it would be. But then it is a competition.
Yeah, and someone's got to win.
Yeah.
And then obviously you went on Love Island afterwards. Did it help with your dating life in there, being like pageant queen? Not
really. They didn't really focus on it. I think because Molly had done pageants as well.
Oh, fine.
I think sort of I was like the air hostess. So I think they didn't they never said to me like mention it in your opener or anything.
Okay, fine.
Because
they were like, let's make you air hostess.
You are the you're our air hostess.
Yeah,
which I'm happy to be.
Yeah, it worked out. Did you in pageants, am I wrong in saying that you had to like a skill or a talent? Did you have to do that?
Not in the ones that I did, luckily.
Okay, what would it be if you had to choose one?
Probably some sort of dance. I used to dance when I was a kid.
Fine.
I'm not sure how good I was at it. I did like Amdram shows and stuff right up until I went to Love Island.
Okay.
Played Lily St. Regis and Annie.
Did you?
My finest hour, yeah. So yeah, probably would have done something like that.
Imagine if they were like, it's Love Island trivia. And you're just sat, honestly, Amy's insane. When I do the morning after pod with her and she's reeling off these facts, I'm sat there like, I thought I liked it. You know what I mean? And you're just,
I
it's
could have
amazing.
stood there and listed every Islander from series 4 in the order they went in. And then done the order they went out.
It's phenomenal. I love that. And then, so you were cabin crew, which you mentioned, BA for 9 years.
Yes.
What was the thing you loved the most about being cabin crew?
Just like doing nice things for people. Like, that sounds really like obviously I loved going to Vegas as well. But like just doing nice and like problem solving, like because I was a cab manager, I was in charge of the whole plane.
Okay.
So I used to love it if something went wrong, but if I had something to really like get my teeth into, to be like, okay, how am I going to work this out? And just doing nice things for people.
Fine. I love that. That's a really nice answer.
Yeah.
We had family friends who were
and also crew. getting paid to nap, obviously.
Oh yeah, forgot you guys get to do that. Love that. I've got family friends used to be cabin crew, and they said that like when they'd like get to Vegas, for example, they'd get all of the leftover like alcohol, so it's bottles, like pour it into like a giant bucket, all drink it, and then go out. Is it quite loose? Is it crazy? Or can it get crazy?
I've never done that because I would as well because I loved my job so much. I'd never take anything off the aircraft apart from like the crew purchase that I was allowed,
right? Because
I didn't want to like get in trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, there has been some times where you then go. Like looking back now, so I'm like, I can't believe we were actually at work then. Like you think back to like me and my best friend Rhiannon. I think about our holidays to Vegas, except they weren't holidays. We were on work trips. But when I think back in my head, it's like,
oh yeah, like if you're having the layover time and stuff like that, it's a holiday.
We did a 5-day once, and literally every day we went to Sephora to have our makeup done, went to Panda Express, got orange chicken, went back to the room, did our hair, went out clubbing till like 5 o'clock in the morning, came back, got a McDonald's Deliveroo, then slept till lunchtime, got up, went for lunch, came back, slept, went back to Sephora, repeat 3 times until we went home.
That's my dream trip.
And we actually, I don't think we ever talked about this in an interview, but I'm ready to really divulge it now, is that on that trip, we couldn't get Deliveroo to work the first night. Right. We were so hungry. We called room service and room service was closed. We were like, oh my God, we're just so hungry. And someone had left half a room service pizza outside their room. And we were so drunk. We went and got a slice each.
I really don't blame you. And I think we've all been in situations like that. And if needs must, if there is no room service, no delivery, what are you meant to do? Starve?
Hey, starve.
Yeah.
It was basically Rhiannon was doing forward rolls down the corridor. And then we saw this pizza and we were like, shall we? Yeah, all right, go on then.
Well, the orange chicken mention really sent me spiraling because I got the worst food poisoning I've had in my entire life from that at LAX airport. And it meant that I basically got to my mum's when I got back from Heathrow.
Did you get your own toilet on the plane?
Well, weirdly, I don't know if this is a thing. I had a sleeping tablet, so I ate it, had a sleeping tablet on the plane, woke up in London, felt weird in the taxi, and then basically died when I got home. So I don't know whether it stopped it.
Yeah.
Anyway, hell, but I lost so much weight.
I was going to say, whenever someone's like, are you sure that's like, that went out of date yesterday? I'm like, weight loss is weight loss, however it comes, right?
I just think, that's the only benefit of a stomach bug. What was the hardest thing about cabin crew?
Some people weren't very nice, like as in some passengers, but also some crew. And I sometimes used to think like, especially with passengers, I'd be like, how do you have there's like 6 of you traveling. How have you got 5 friends? You're so mean.
We recently were on a flight and I hear the way some people speak to cabin crew and I'm like, this is crazy.
There was one guy and it was on the way home from the Maldives and he was really nice and he owned a big brand. Well, he was the CEO of a big brand and he was telling us about it and stuff. And he was really nice. And then I was in the galley and other passengers love a gossip, right? So he came in and he was like, oh, how's he been today? And I was like, what? And he was like, on the way out, he was so rude to the girls that Dermot O'Leary took him in the galley and had a go at him and told him he needed to behave himself. So he's quite clearly listened to Dermot. So then I saw Dermot at the ITV Palooza and I was like, Dermot, I used to be BA crew. I was like, this passenger told me that you had a go at another passenger for being rude to the crew. And he was like, yeah, I did.
Oh, I love that for him. What's probably the crazy, have you got any not probably about you, but have you got any crazy stories of other cabin crew people or anything?
Ooh.
You ever flown over the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah, loads of times.
Have you? Yeah, I always thought that was a bit of a fad.
Nothing really.
Yeah.
I mean, I always used to say I don't do flights, I do parties. And there was one particular Barbados where everyone in the club cabin made friends. And I didn't end up having a break that day because when it was time to go on my break, they were like, Amy, sit down, have a chat.
Oh, that's nice.
And it was just and they were all planning boat trips. They'd never met each other before. They all planned, and they were like, Amy, you're going to come. I was like, we literally fly home tomorrow. So no, I won't be. But thank you for the offer.
I was recently on a flight to Vegas and I was with my manager and he decided that we'd play just improv and just lie to people about what we did as a job at the bar.
We used to do that in taxis.
It's all fun and games until you both haven't got your story straight. And he was like, yeah, we both work for a videography company doing the F1. I was like, you fucking picked the one thing I don't know about. Yeah. So I'm sat opposite this drunk man from Wales. He's like, so tell me more about the F1. And I'm like, gay panic in my head. I'm like, so yeah, but I do love that chatty vibe in the planes. I think that's cute. And I've also got here just a little smidge of musical theatre in your accolades. What did you do? Tell me about...
Oh, no, just Amdram, darling.
Amdram stuff.
Yeah.
But you know Paul, who obviously Heather's Kane. Yeah. We have all that connection.
So the way I met Paul was, I was a stage Dora, and Kane's going to recoil now and be like, what? Why have you let her in here? But I was a stage Dora back in day, and that's how I've made actually... And people will be like, oh, yeah, of course you're friends with them. But I am actually friends with these people. Right. It literally came to my wedding. But that's how I made friends with quite a lot of people in theatre because I'd go and be like, oh, can you see my programme? I think you're really cool. And then they'd be like, oh, actually, she's quite cool. And obviously a bit zany, always got a fresh blow dry and a new dress. I love, George, you know what I mean?
Love that.
Always trying to pick up a musical theatre boyfriend back in the day. And I was planning my attack. But so how I met Paul, so I was stage Dora, then I went on Love Island, and everyone apparently lots of people from musicals were like, oh my god, that's Amy from the stage door. I was on Love Island. And then I was very involved with the theatre cafe, and then my friend Nikki introduced me to a guy called Ryan, who's also from Worthing, where I'm from, and our families know each other, it turns out. And then he introduced me to Paul.
Fine.
And just fell in love.
I love that. And then can I talk about this? Does everyone know that about the Hannah Lowther, that you Yeah,
so I think Hannah's talked about this.
Fine.
But basically, we were on a train to Birmingham and Paul was like, right, I've got to cast Heathers. who have you got for me? Because obviously, because I've got this crazy long-term memory.
I love
and I know
that.
everyone. And I
Yeah.
know what everyone's been in before, like what so we were going through people, and I was like, what about Hannah Lowther? And he's like, who's that? And I was like, this is her. Messaged her, but I will give her absolute due. There was a couple of people that day that I put forward who Paul was like, right, okay, get them to send me a tape. And a couple of the people that I asked never sent the tape. Hannah, by the time we were at the hotel in Birmingham, had sent the tape.
Obsessed with her.
Very hard work.
The devil works hard, but Hannah Lowther works harder. Mm-hmm. No, I love that. You're technically part talent scout.
Yeah,
as well.
I didn't even get my casting credit. I went like my casting assistant credit in the program.
Credit, commission, we're waiting. We want to talk about present life and what's going on with you at the minute, but this leads to a tweet that I saw, and I kind of want to segue in this way. I saw a really funny tweet that was like, oh my God, like sometimes a breakup and changing the direction of your life is actually a really good thing, because Amy Hart is now happily married, another kid on the way, and Curtis is in Love Island for the 9 billionth time.
Yeah, then someone actually replied, yeah, and Amy's talking about Love Island for the 9 billionth time. I was like, excuse me, I host the official podcast.
That's my job.
Yeah.
That's my job. The original tweet said you had a great career, and I loved that whole thing. I thought it was great. So things at present. So you're mum to Stanley and soon to be mum of 2.
Yes.
Not mum of 2. You're soon to be mum of 2. I don't know why it came out of my mouth like that. How's the pregnancy been this time around?
Well, yeah. So without bringing the mood down too much, I had 2 miscarriages last year. So at the beginning, I just wasn't really thinking about it to the point where like be on a flight and they'd offer me a tray of champagne. And I'd be like, oh yeah, thank you. Oh wait, no, I can't have that. We were in Mallorca for After Sun, and Sam Thompson always orders the whole menu to be put out on the table, and there was hamon. And I literally went to get some, and my husband's kicking me under the table, like, you can't eat that. And I'm like, oh yeah, forgot about that. So yeah, I was just trying to like forget, just sort of get me through. And it worked, because now I'm like, oh my God, I'm nearly 33 weeks and I can't believe that I'm there. Yeah. But apart from that, yeah, fine. I quite enjoy being pregnant.
Yeah. When we were at After Sun for the final in Mallorca, I remember you saying, so were you pregnant then?
Yes.
Because
I asked
Amy,
you,
because
We were like, they've gone back to the hotel.
I thought you were shagging.
No, I'm literally like
right.
asleep.
So guys, the reason I started the pod and said type A was because I thought that Amy had flown out her man to get jiggy with it at After Sun.
I mean, to be fair, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the weekend.
Oh.
But then I got pregnant the month before.
Right, okay.
During the Love Island podcast, unheard of.
So it is.
Unheard of. Like, we don't see each other.
I was going to say, during that work schedule is mental. So I thought, wow, she's so type A. And I thought to myself, like, you've really planned this to a T. I thought this woman, a powerhouse, but you were already pregnant. I didn't even know. You concealed it so well.
Apart from my huge boobs around my chin for the TikTok live. I was like, people are going to start guessing. It's funny, when I announced, a lot of people were like, I could tell when you were doing the TikTok live, and I was like, I hope you mean my boobs. Give me my belly. That is just left over.
When you were in a corset?
I did wear a corset for After Sun, yeah. And I hadn't told any of my team either. So I was like, yeah, that's tight enough, don't worry. Pulling it. And then, so my boobs were huge, to the point that in the first ad break, James, my hairdresser, ran over when we did After Sun and was like, Jeff's just texted and said your boobs are about to fall out. So he's like trying to pull my dress up. And then for the
And
TikTok
you ain't got long in them ad breaks.
No, for the TikTok live, I had on a tight dress, which then obviously pushed everything up.
Fine.
So there was that. And then when we went to Disney in the September, loads of people then messaged me when I announced, being like, I knew it, that you're nice, but you're not that nice to not go on any rides, that your VIP guide can go on them all with Sam.
They worked
yeah,
out.
Liza said it's her favourite ride, so I let her go on it with Sam instead.
And your announcement post was so cute. How much in advance did you plan that? And like, you know what I mean? Because I know.
Well, we were going to do a Christmas one.
Okay.
But I was going on a cruise, a P&O Cruises holiday, to film for a week.
Okay.
We're doing this like series basically about a Caribbean fly cruise.
Right.
So obviously drawing attention to myself, as always, walking around a ship with 5,000 people with a full camera crew. So I was like, am I going to, and I was starting to like get bigger, and I was like, I'm just not sure on a Caribbean cruise I'm going to be able to hide it.
Yeah,
and watching the footage back now, there is absolutely no way. I wore a white swimsuit one day. I don't know why I did that. It was me sat on a deck chair and the camera's on the side.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, yeah, there is absolutely no way. So then I was like, so we're going to do a Christmas announcement.
You're like, we're bringing the shoot forward.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, let's do pumpkin patch. And some people were like, oh, is it not Halloween? I was like, no, it's autumn.
Yeah, it was autumnal.
So we went to the pumpkin patch. And Stanley, for the first 10 minutes, was like, no, I don't want to do that. But then he really got into it, which was good. And then, so we announced on the day that I got on the cruise. So that was good. And then I was like, now I don't have to. Literally everything, every dress. We went to Big Brother's Late and Live. I tried this suit on in the morning. And I was like, yeah, it looks fine.
You hadn't announced then, had you?
No.
I
was like, yeah, it looks fine. But your bump it's maybe not now. Now it probably is just this size all day. But when you're sort of in that middle bit, it gets bigger as the day goes on, because obviously you eat and like you drink and stuff. And so then I'm like, it's like gaping open like this. So James had to edit all the pictures to cover it up.
Oh my God, your team of gays working overtime to conceal the pregnancy.
But he didn't know either. I hadn't told him.
You did not. No. You're like, do you know what? That catering was amazing tonight at Big Brother. You're like, I'm like that, and I'm not even pregnant. I have a mac and cheese at Big Brother, and I'm like, woo. Kane,
luckily, when we're out for After Sun, I'm always very like, just try and keep it really professional. I don't like to drink when I'm at work because, especially if I'm on live television, I don't like to drink. I don't like to. And then everyone's just like, oh yeah, she's well boring, but it is what she's like. And nobody gets.
No one noticed.
No.
To be honest with you, everyone was very lit last summer at After Sun, and I get really bad anxiety. So I thought, if I'm live on telly tomorrow, there's no way I can drink tonight. Everyone was getting more and more loose, and I was thinking, oh my God. And I want to start.
Didn't you guys go to like a club?
A beach club
and
thing.
Me and India were sat having chicken nuggets. You walked past me, Sam and India.
I was in between some very wild conversations thinking, I just want to eat my salmon burger. Yeah. I want to get to the point where like, I feel like I can have a drink on a telly thing and feel like, I can operate fine. But I can't, because I'm one extreme to the other. Like I did Big Brother once, had a couple of cocktail cans, and my agent texted me in the first ad break and she was like, you're seeming a bit woo. And then I went so inward. Yeah. I was just sat there like, AJ talked to me and I'm like, yes, totally agree. Totally crazy house this season. Yeah. I just feel like it's such a balance, isn't there, with drinking and telly and anything like this.
For me, I don't particularly love the taste of alcohol. I just like getting absolutely
I'm with you.
Like rat ass.
Yeah.
So like, when people are like, and I mean, I would never do this personally, but like when you're pregnant, people are like, oh, you can have one glass. I'm like, but I don't want one glass.
Yeah, I'm not doing it for the taste. I'm doing it for the buzz.
I don't want one glass.
Yeah.
I want 3 bottles of rosé, and I can't do that, so I'm not going to. That's again, like I'm like, I don't understand why I'd have. Like I much prefer like a full fat Coke. It's like my thing.
Yeah.
So like when they're like, oh, do you want a glass of wine? I'm like, no, I don't want like one glass of wine.
Yeah. With After Sun, they're always like, would you like a gin and tonic or like a little wine in your glass? I'm thinking, my mouth was going so dry. Like I'm sat next to you, we're all chatting. I'm chatting to mine. You can probably hear me going because it's like if I'm not going big, I'd rather go home.
Exactly. And I just I have this thing of I never want anyone to be able to sort of. And I think I'm a real overthinker. So, and I understand that it's the entertainment industry and everyone does it and it's fine. And it's like, everyone does amazingly. But I have this thing of one day I will obviously move on from these jobs and I want to be able to sleep at night knowing that I turned up on time.
Yeah.
That I did my job properly. Lol, turn up on time. It's an hour late today because of the traffic. So turn up on time. Be sacked.
At least it wasn't me and Kerry Katona's berating me, so you're fine.
Turn up on time, do my job properly, do it to the best of my ability, and be kind to everyone and be on it. And I never want anyone to be like, oh yeah, she came in and she had a few wines and then she didn't really know what she was doing. And so I'm like, I have to be. And I don't know whether that comes from being crew or.
I think it comes from the fact that also like you've had like a normal job per se before, and so you understand the value of this, which there's such a stark difference now between a lot of people that maybe start doing this quite young and then don't understand the gravity of it's actually amazing to have this platform and you want to do the best you can.
And it's like with when I did the TikTok live for All Stars last year, I was on my own. So I literally had an hour live
you were
broadcast.
Apart, weren't you? In
India.
So
India did the summer. So India did South Africa, then India did, because I was only part-time at the time. So then I was part-time for the summer. So India did the summer, and then I did South Africa, and then we both did the summer. But I'm not allowed to do South Africa this year because apparently you can't fly to South Africa for 3 days when you're 36 weeks pregnant, which I think is actually quite discriminatory.
I didn't know.
And that is my mother discriminating against me, because when I first worked out, like literally the day I found out I was pregnant, I was like, okay, like, you know, the equations thing.
I can already picture the face.
And I was like, right, okay, so Love Island, looking at the calendar, okay, so Love Island won't start on that day, it will start on that day. And it'll be 5 weeks. Okay, so I'll be 34 weeks pregnant. It's a business class seat, my feet will be up. I was like, it's literally 3 days.
Yeah.
So I'll be fine. My mum was like, you are not going to South Africa at 34 weeks pregnant. And I was like, Mum, it'll be fine, honestly. And she said, no. Anyway, then they announced that it was going to be 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay.
Is it longer? Is it longer this time?
Yeah, 35 weeks pregnant. I'm sure I'll still be fine. And then went
How
for
long
my
is a pregnancy?
40.
Oh, well, now I get it. Now I get it.
And 37 weeks is full term, really. And then when we went for our scan, she said, oh, how far gone do you think you are? And I said, oh, 12 weeks and 4 days. She was like, no, you're more like 13 weeks and 3 days.
Right.
And I turned to Sam and I was like, no South Africa, in the scan room, mid-scan, no South Africa for me. And he was like, you were never going. Like, why can you not understand
It sounds
this?
to me like you've prepped having the baby in South Africa. That's what this was
Yeah.
sounding like. And everyone was basically saying no.
What I had in my head, you said to me last week, which was like such an honour for me. You said, you're a very high functioning pregnant lady. And I was like, oh my God, that's the best thing anyone's ever said to me. What I wanted, my vision in my head was me in a really tight dress with a massive bump and massive heels running around the villa interviewing people.
But that's the entire vibe you give. At the podcast, I'm like, it's recorded at night, so you record after the episode. So it's late. And like, even I'm sometimes sat there and I'm like, well, okay, like, you know, dig deep because it's, you've got to bring the energy and it's late. And I think Amy's pregnant, like, you've driven there. You work so hard and like you've already got a kid at home. And I was like, oh my God, like, and you're like beaming sat there like, come on guys, let's go. And I'm like, fuck me, this woman is, you know.
But again, it's my like must do well.
Yeah.
But going back must be really good at my job. But going back to South Africa last year, so I was on my own. So like when we did it in the summer with me in India, like we can bounce off each other and well, one person's talking, the other person can look at the cards. And it's so good when there's the two of us. Because I was on my own, I had so much adrenaline and it was an hour, and in my head an hour was so long, obviously it went like that.
Yeah.
And it's live, and I've done like live TV before, but I've never done an hour of live presenting on my own. And I was so scared, and like just the adrenaline was giving me this buzz that if I'd had a load of wine as well,
who would have known what would have happened?
I mean, it would have gone viral, but not for the right
Maybe
reasons.
next year. I have some bits here as well about your wedding.
Right.
And it says here that your dress was described as mob wife in a positive way.
Yes.
I love that description.
Yeah, I was actually like, I just want like a veil, like a mob, like Italian mob wife.
And then I've got I've read here that you and Sam booked the wedding venue when you weren't engaged and invited everyone to the wedding before the engagements. They had 2 years' notice.
Yes.
This is what I mean when I've never met someone more type A in my life. It's incredible.
I see myself as quite type B, but I do have type A tendencies. But I'm very good at like, so with a wedding you have to be, but like in my normal life, I'm very good at writing lists. And Sam always says, if you actually actioned the things that were on, if you spent more time actioning what was on the previous list than writing a new list,
This is me.
you wouldn't have to write as many lists.
Yep.
But yeah, so with the wedding, basically we didn't plan to get pregnant with Stanley.
Okay.
But we knew, I think even if we hadn't had Stanley, we still would have got married September 2024. And we were out in Spain for 2 weeks anyway. We knew we wanted to be out there. So we were like, well, let's just go and look at some wedding venues.
Love this.
So we found one that we really loved. And then they were like, yeah, so for September, this is in September 2022. So for September 2024, we've got 2 Saturdays left. And we were like,
People be crazy with weddings.
yeah. So we were like, okay. So they're like, go away, talk to your families and stuff. So we booked it. And then we were like, well, let's just send out the save the dates. And some people got a bit like funny about it. Like, why are you sending this when you're not even going to get, like people who are receiving.
Really?
And I'm like, I can give you 2 years notice.
Yeah.
Or I can give you 9 months notice. What do you want?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You want the ring as proof?
Because then you'll be moaning that I haven't given you enough
I
notice
know.
to go to Spain to a wedding.
That I have a friend who's exactly like that with your approach. And honestly, she will send me an invite for her birthday in 2034 and be like, by the way, it's in this restaurant in Hackney, be there or be square. Dress code's black. And I'm like, okay. But I love it because at least I know where it's at. At least I know where
wedding
I'm at.
invitations were holiday brochures. Like,
Love.
I think they were sort of 16 pages, I think. I can't remember the 16 or 20 pages, glossy, A5 holiday brochures with everything you could ever need to know. Nobody ever asked me a question because it was all in the brochure, including a whole page on dress code with accompanying pictures.
If you have any downtime whilst Kane and I, hopefully get engaged, I would love for you to help plan our wedding because I feel like I need this energy in my life.
Yeah. And people, we had one last thing, we had black tie, and some people were like, we can bring shorts and t-shirt for the evening, can't we? And I was like, no.
Absolutely not. You can't. You will sweat. James Argent performed at your wedding.
He did.
I love this law.
Yeah.
Mob wife, James Argent.
Basically, Arj is friends with a band called the Masquerade Duo, who we booked. And obviously I've known Arj from seeing him at different things.
Yeah.
We've always got on really well. And he said, we're doing Amy Hart's wedding. And he was like, oh my God, can you ask me if I can do it too? So we didn't tell anyone.
Right.
We had like a villa. So they managed to sneak. So the venue was outside. And we managed to sneak Arj in the back way into the villa.
Right.
And nobody was really allowed in the villa. It was when we got ready. Like all our stuff was in there. Like the wedding was outside. And a girl that I used to work with snuck into the villa to go to the toilet and saw Arj. So my mum followed her in there and locked her in there until the big reveal because she was like, you are not ruining this. We've been planning this for a year. My mum locked her in the villa and wouldn't let her out. She's like 40, my friend. Wouldn't let her out until Arj had been revealed.
That is the crazy. I can't even think. It's the craziest wedding law.
Yeah. But we had live music all day, because we did that thing of I'm sure you two will do it as well when you get engaged. Of you go, well, do you know what? We'll make sure we spend a lot of money on entertainment because entertainment is our priority.
Yeah.
And then you go, right, talk about food. Well, the thing is, we do really like really good food, so we'll make sure we spend a lot of money on food because food really is our priority.
Yeah.
We want it to look really nice. So when it comes to decorations, I think it has to be our priority. So basically everything's a priority, basically. So we had live music all day and I didn't think I sent them our like in-between playlists and said, are you singing anything off of here? And they'd be like, no. So we booked a couple and then they split up. So we ended up getting like shared custody. So one did like welcome drinks and then the drinks hour.
At least they both got their bag.
Yeah. And then one did dinner. Then we had another band and then we had Arj and then we had a live sax. And then we had 4 days of events as well. So it was live music at all of them. Like it was like just like please
like
just play a Spotify playlist. Please stop. And so I didn't think to ask them for their set lists. And we'd done a choreographed wedding dance to Can't Take My Eyes Off You, like I Love You Baby by the Four Seasons. Everyone sang I Love You Baby. Like every single live music person. I didn't think to check their playlist. And every time it came on, I was like, oh God. And then like if they had music they put on in between the songs, again, it was on there. And
it sounds like the scene of a movie where there's this constant play of a song whilst your friend is screaming to be let out of a villa, being held at ransom because she knows that Arj is there.
Like when the first girl started singing it, it was like, oh, people have forgotten by then. Then we're at dinner and he's like, da da, and everyone's doing this and everyone's having a lovely time to it. And I was like, oh God, you've all got to do this again in like an hour.
Oh my God.
Then we did it. It's one of Arj's songs. He did it.
I always like to play the game with Kane where we're like, who can we afford for a wedding? What can we do? Blah, blah. I think we're at Sugar Babes level at the moment.
Which version?
Oh,
because I think probably Keisha, Siobhan and Mutia probably are different to like,
you're
going to get like Amel and
I definitely
Jade.
Can't get Heidi, babe. Absolutely not will I be doing that. Right. We're going to touch on this really quickly. I had Curtis on this podcast and he spoke really highly of you.
We do get on really well. I think everyone wants us to hate each other. And I think when we went into All Stars last year, there was tweets being like, Amy shouldn't be allowed to do the podcast to comment while Curtis is there. I'm like, not very feminist, Tracy.
Yeah.
I was like, why should I lose my job because someone I went out with for a month 7 years ago is going back in? And actually, I know him better than, like, that's the beauty of All Stars. A lot of the people that are in there, we know them, so we can be like, oh, well, actually, that is quite like what they're like on the outside. And people were waiting for me to like really go for him. And when I didn't, people were a bit like, oh, okay. And then he is my best interview. I always say this with my, like, the TikTok live and stuff. He's the best interview because I know how far I can push him. I know how to wind him up.
Yeah.
Like, and he knows that I don't mean it in like a horrible way.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And I was so nervous to do that TikTok live, and I got out the van and he was stood there and he was like, Ames, you're going to be so good at this. I gave him a massive hug. He was like, this is like, you're born for this. So yeah, everyone wants us to really like hate each other, but it's actually fine.
I stand by what I said in that interview. It gave us one of the most legendary Love Island quotes of all time and literally made you a meme. So I'm like,
I'd forgotten that I'd said that, or I hadn't. Like,
what, until you got off the plane and got back here? I'm sure people must have been like...
No, so someone shouted it at me in the airport and I didn't really hear what it was. I was walking through, like really busy, Mallorca airport.
Yeah.
My best friend Rhiannon had been on 5:20 airport standby, so she hadn't watched the show the night before.
Right.
And she woke up to all these texts being like, oh my God, I'm sobbing. So it was me leaving. I'm sobbing. She literally like rolled into work, rolled into the quiet room where you can sleep, and they like bing bonged her and were like, oh, you're going to Palma? And she was like, okay, whatever, which is Mallorca, but she didn't think about the fact that it's Mallorca.
Way.
So she's like sat down the back, like on her phone on turnaround, and the person sat in the back row was like recording a voice note, like, she only left the villa last night and now she's on my flight home. So she like threw the curtain back and was like, what did you just say? And she was like, yeah, Amy Hart from Love Island's on this flight. She had that bit in Sully where he's pushing all the passengers out the way. That was her. And I was stood in the front galley talking to the cab manager, and then Rhiannon just appeared out of nowhere, and we both just like absolutely sobbed.
Oh my God, I bet.
So then during the flight, I went down the back and she's like, oh, here she is, my little Cat Slater. And I was like, what? And she's like, you're like Cat Slater. And I was like, what? And she was like, I was coming back here to tell you I loved you. And I was like, still, I don't know what you're talking about. And she was like, well, you need to like get to know.
Get on the internet, love, please.
And again, I remember my chaperone saying to me, the only thing I could tell you is there's a thing of you walking up the stairs. And I was like, what? And it was me
so elusive.
Doing, because I'm lazy, do like 3 steps at a time and like just pull the other leg up. And I didn't think it was weird. And then it was everywhere.
Mood.
Can't help it. I've got long legs. You know what I mean?
A whole mood. And as tough as it was for you at the time, it was phenomenal to watch back. So,
do you know what? I do think now, like, everything happens for a reason. And we were up for like a dumping the night before. We're one of 3 couples, and all I wanted to do was go home. And when it came down to us and another couple, and they said, oh, it's going to be up to the other islanders to decide, I was like, they're never going to send us home. Like, and I literally, like Anton's doing this lovely speech about how, there's 2 people and they've been such a big part of the villa, and, they haven't had a chance to meet anyone else, and it's only right they do. I'm sitting there like, why are you doing this to me? Just let me leave. So that was that night. So we didn't get sent home. I was like, great. Get to stay here with you lot. Great, thanks a lot. And then basically my hair had gone pink, and we'd been trying to do stuff all series, like different like crystals and different washes and different shampoos to get it out. Basically, it's the sun cream turned my hair extensions pink. So they were very, very kind, because they knew I was feeling like so awful, and I would have to meet someone else. They got a hairdresser to come from like miles away in Mallorca and do me a full head of new hair extensions. So I took all my old ones out, put new ones in, and then the next day I left.
How good for the press, though.
I know, yeah.
Straight off that plane, new head of hair.
Literally.
Straight to this
they all
morning
said
or
to me,
whatever.
like, oh yeah, you worked that out, didn't you? You sorted that one out all right.
I love that for
actually,
you.
to be fair, I would not have had time to have them done when I got home. And then I ended up chopping them all off that weekend anyway. But yeah, I literally like woke up and I was like, today's the day. Right, I'm ready. I'm going to meet someone new. And then I went out for my psych session, and she said, but you might meet someone new in here. And I said, oh, I don't think I will now. I said, so... And then she's like just waited for like the cogs to turn. And I was like, I should probably just go home then,
That's
shouldn't
how
I?
quickly my mood changes.
Yeah.
Morning, everyone. It's going to be a great day.
Right.
Me at lunchtime to Kane. It's over. I'm going back to
Yeah.
bed. I can't
I was
bear
like,
it.
yeah, so maybe I should just go home then. She was like, well, if that's what you want to do. And I was like, yes, that is what I want to do. And I was so scared of like having regrets. And I kept thinking while I was packing my case up, I was like, oh God, like what have I done? And I kept thinking like when I get to the end of the driveway and take my mic off, I'm going to be like, what have I done? Nothing. Got to the holding villa, nothing. And I was like so scared to go to bed that night because I thought I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and be like, what have I done? Best night's sleep I've had. They had to come wake me up because the producers were coming to see me.
I think sometimes in those moments it's better to walk and, you know, it's on your own terms and you feel like you've gotten the most out of it than be voted out of a show just because it's like you're not really giving anything anymore. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, you can't win either way, really, because I think some people said to me when I got home, you pulled a blinder there. And I was like, genuinely, I didn't know. Because obviously when you're just talking to people, it hasn't got the emotional music over the background and the slow-mo. My favourite bit of the whole thing, though, is that our free Polaroid sunglasses had been delivered at lunchtime when I was outside deciding to leave. And in the slow, sad montage of me leaving, you see us all walk en masse from the fire pit up. And you just see my hand go out and grab my free sunglasses. Because I thought I'm never going to get anything for free ever again. I was like, I can't leave my free sunglasses.
Everyone's crying and you're like, oh, that's so funny. Fuck's sake. Our next segment is baggage claim. And what this is where I have some headlines about you and then we just talk about them together.
Right.
Really
okay.
fun. Really fun. So first one I've got is Amy Hart almost fell over as she walked down the aisle. Is that true?
Yes.
Is it?
So the aisle of our wedding, so we got married in an amphitheatre.
Okay.
So the aisle of, like, why I didn't think about this before, type B. The aisle of our wedding was stairs, steep stairs that were uneven, with a banister on one side, not the other.
Right.
And I had this huge dress that I'd only walked from, like, in the bridal showroom, you have like the dressing rooms in the corner and the podiums in the middle. So I'd walked probably 10 steps in it.
Yeah.
And been like, yeah, that's cool. It's obviously because I'm not wearing it on the day. That's why I find it a bit hard to walk in this. Put my wedding dress on. And I was like, I literally can't walk in this. I've got the hugest platform heels you've ever seen in your entire life on these uneven, stony steps. So I made my dad go on the side that didn't have the banister because I was like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
So, like,
I would have asked for a piggyback at that point.
Yeah. So to the point where the plan was that for our confetti throw, we were going to walk up one side of the amphitheatre, across the back and down. So our like officiants going, and now Amy and Sam are going to walk. And I went, sorry, can I just stop you? I'm not going to be able to do that. So I think we need to rethink and do something else. Like,
Improv, let's go.
So we did it somewhere else. But I was like, look, I'm really sorry to interrupt you. I was like, but I can't get back up and
I'm
down
going
those stairs.
upstairs, love.
And like literally, like I never thought I wanted to take my wedding dress off. And then I was like, he said, when is the, and to be fair, I know I wouldn't be able to do the first dance in it. So after my dinner, I was like, now it's time for my dance dress.
I know my mum had a vow renewal in December and she had a dance dress, which was like, but I was like, Mum, my mum's just dramatic. She did it for a dramatic effect. I think if you literally can't move, I'd hate that for the rest of the night.
Well, again, like when we came out to like please welcome your new Mr. and Mrs. Rayson. And then we had a Love Island song, actually. We had a Switch Disco.
Did you?
Everything. Like, which I only found from when they do those montages at the beginning.
Yeah.
From Love Island. It was from that. And I was like, I love that
Oh
song.
my God, I love that.
But there's a video of us coming out and Sam goes to lead me through between two tables and I just go, I'm not going to get through there because it was so massive.
So yeah, very mob wife.
Yeah.
Very mob wife. I've got here, Love Island, Zara Holland spent 7 hours convincing Amy Hart not to enter the villa.
Barbados flight, that was a party that everyone made friends on.
Oh.
She didn't spend the whole 7 hours, but we were talking about other things as well.
Yeah.
But I was asking her a lot of questions, a lot of very specific questions about Love Island, and she was like, "Are you going on?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah.
And she was like, and I was like, so what is the process like? Like when she's like, you got to think about how much money they spend on you. So, if you've hypothetically been taken up to London, have you had your medical and stuff, you're probably quite likely to be going on. I was like, oh, well, I'm not even applied, so I don't know. And then I was like, would you do it again?
Okay, I get you. You're just testing the waters.
Yeah.
I've got here, her heart will go on. Love Island's Amy Hart forced to deny she's dating DJ Toby Ansis 50.
Oh. So I can't even remember where I met him. I met him at something and we did get on quite well. I think when I went into Heart, so when you come out of Love Island, or at least you used to, so you'd go like into Global.
Yeah.
And you'd do like everything. And then you go into Bauer and you'd do everything.
Yeah.
And I think I met him that day and we knew a lot of the same people and he loves musicals and stuff. So we went to see The Lion King, which is not my favourite musical. I hadn't seen it before and he's like, you must see it. And I was like, okay. But yeah, we went to see a show together, but that was it.
Oh, fine.
So it probably
it's
was.
so funny. Forced to deny is such a funny headline. I just love the language they use. Iconic. And to leave on that note, we're going to do the goodie bag, so it's not leaving on that note. This is where we end on a positive. I assume like the positive view is just having a lovely healthy baby in the next couple of months. Have you got the gender?
No, don't know the gender.
No gender yet.
No
so
gender.
It's a surprise.
No, I don't know the gender. We don't find out. Like, and people go, what do you mean you don't find out? You've only done it once before. I said, no, but we would never find out.
Fine.
Like,
okay.
We love like the drama.
Yeah,
in the room. I don't want some random sonographer to tell me on a Thursday.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But also at the same time, I also don't want like a massive gender reveal in my back garden.
Yeah.
So I'm like in the middle. I like that, like.
Yeah, well, that
and also
plane
it's
coming
exciting.
over.
Like I'm like, who are you?
And is there anything else exciting going on at the moment? I'm guessing it's just wrapping up All Stars as well. For
All
you on the
Stars,
morning
and then
after
my
pod.
P&O Cruises series is out now, so they're sort of dropping every couple of days. So that's really exciting, and I've only watched a bit, but they're amazing. And Stanley is so good. He's so good at it.
Oh, bless him. He's a young influencer in the making.
He is.
Have a YouTube series before he knows it.
Well, this is the thing. His favourite thing to watch at the moment is, Mummy, can you put on The Little Boy and His Dad? And it's this channel in America, and it's basically the dad and the little boy who's probably 3 or 4, and they just buy lots. They go down to Target and buy toys, then open them and then play with them. So Stanley keeps being like, can we make these videos? So
This is, you've got all of that to come. I see an influencer family in the horizon. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
it's been
you for
so
having me.
lovely to have you. It's been so strange. Normally I'm with Amy in her work and guesting, so it's been nice to flip the script. But yeah, no, I can't wait to see what happens over the coming months and meet your little bubba.
no. Hopefully we'll all get to do After Sun again. I
hope so.
I can bring the baby with me, and I'm like, actually, I quite like. This is the thing. Don't lose myself and have a baby because I get to go to work and be.
Let's
Amy Hart.
theoretical cheers to being rebooked. Everyone at home, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, rate us 5 stars on Spotify, and we will see you all very soon. Bye.